Hi everybody, and welcome to another mscrm-addons.com webinar. Today we are going to be covering our new add-on for Microsoft CRM 2013. It's called the SmartBar. We're going to be going over some of the design and feature overviews of the SmartBar and just kind of give you an idea of what the SmartBar is. As usual, if you have any questions, you can post those right into the chat. It's located in if you're looking at your meeting burner window, it's located in the lower left-hand side. Just enter that in there, and one of my team members will gladly answer those questions for you, so you can ask anything you want to while the chat's going on. We'll also be recording this webinar, so you'll be able to go back and view it on our website, and also have a copy of these slides. So let's go ahead and introduce the SmartBar. Basically, the SmartBar kind of is the next step from our 2011 add-on called Record Counter. One of the things that we did notice that when we got 2013, it was really nice. It's really easy to see everything in there because you do not have the sidebar and you don't have the ribbon up top. But it's quite difficult to kind of navigate around, we found. You know, you're constantly going through all these drop-down menus. And what we kind of decided to do was just make it easier and a lot simpler to navigate between related CRM records just by clicking a couple of buttons. So basically what we have here is the SmartBar, which you can embed on your forms, or you can float it, and we'll show those later on in the demo. But it supports all standard and custom entities. You also have the ability to add custom buttons to it, whether that be if you want to say like open a link to another website or something in CRM, fire JavaScripts, and a few more things that I'll go into later on in the demo. And it also gives you quick access to sitemap entries, so you can quickly just move around your CRM system. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the functionality of it. Basically, the SmartBar has buttons to navigate to related records. So let's say if I was on the account page, I could have a button on there basically that had my contacts. When I click on it, it would take me to my list of contacts. The other nice thing about it is it counts the records, so it actually will show me, just at a quick glance, the number of contacts that I have related to that account. Okay, so I would know immediately just by looking at an account, looking at the button, that I have, in this case, 5 contacts related to that account. We have the ability to put in the custom buttons, as I said before. A couple of things that you can do with it. You can fire off JavaScript. So if you have any scripts that you just want somebody to be able to activate with a click of a button, you can set those in there. You can open URLs either to, like I said, inside of CRM or to other websites. And the last one is the scroll to section, and the reason that we kind of put this one in is because with CRM 2013, the forms seem to have gotten a lot longer. So instead of having to kind of scroll down and kind of look and hunt on the form for a particular thing, you can just have a button up top that you would basically click on it, and it would take you right to where you wanted to go on that form. The other thing that we have that we'll show here in a second is the entity and setting search. Basically, what this allows you to do is get quick access to entities and sitemap entries, either by searching for them or picking them from a drop-down list. I'm going to move over to the demo system here real quick. And as you can see, I've already got an account open, and of course up top I have my SmartBar. I've embedded this SmartBar into the accounts form. So this is going to basically look the same on any account that I go to. I have my list of related entities here with their count, so I can quickly see. Again, I have 5 contacts. I've got 5 quotes out there for this particular account, and I can quickly and easily get to them just by clicking on it. It takes me right to the page. Let me go back to my main form here. Over here, I've got a couple of different buttons here that I want to show you. The first one In this particular form, we have an email preview that's basically using another one of our add-ons called Activity Tools, and it's all the way at the bottom of the page. So if I want to scroll to that really quickly, instead of having to do that, I can just go ahead and click my button. It takes me right down to my email preview where I can just quickly go through and do what I need to do in here. And again, what I have here is I've embedded another SmartBar onto this form so that I can quickly move right back up to the top. So not only can you can embed more than one SmartBar in any form and customize it any way that you want to. The next button that I have is basically it's going to take me over to my group calendar. I just picked it out. It's basically from my sitemap. I picked it straight out of my sitemap. So I can click on that and take me right into my group calendar. So you can move around quickly and easily with that. The next button I have, and this is one that I guess a lot of you guys, the people out there who are system administrators and you've worked with 2013, the first thing that I noticed was it's really difficult to find an advanced find. So one of the first things that I did was I put this in here, and this is just a link to the URL of the advanced find in my CRM system. So when I click on this, it basically is going to open up my advanced find in a new tab to where I can do what it is that I need to do and then quickly get back to the form that I was originally on. Last but not least is this button right here, this company website. It's a little JavaScript that we've done. Basically, that what it's going to do is it's going to open up the website of the account that I'm on right now. So if I go ahead and click it, it opens the website for MS CRM-addons right in the new tab. So it's that alone is really a really powerful thing that you can do, because I'm sure there's a lot of different other JavaScripts and things like that that you would want to run and take advantage of. Last, this is the entity and search and setting search. It's really nice. You can click it and use the drop down. This gives me access basically to my sitemap here from my CRM system. So basically from this, I can do this in one of two ways. If I want to go to solutions, I can click right here. It'll open it in the same tab. Or I also have the option to click right here, and it opens it up in a new tab. So any way that you want to do it, you can quickly and easily get to these things and look and see what you've got. You can also then just do like a quick search. Say if I want to get to my users, I'll just go ahead and type in users and hit enter. It takes me right over to my users. So you can see here that this really just allows you to quickly move around your CRM system without having to use these drop downs, which can get really confusing. As you can see here, I'm kind of struggling a little bit here, well, to get back to where I was. Moving on. I want to talk a little bit about the implementation of the SmartBar, basically some of the things that you can do with it. Again, I've already shown this. I can embed this into entity forms, which I've shown on that one. I have a couple of different display options that I can do. The ones that I was showing you were the Metro buttons, or the Metro styling. Then we have our standard styling here. There's a couple of nice features to both. And I'll go ahead and show you those in just a second. You have the drag and drop ability on those buttons, so your users can definitely customize that any way that they want to. As you can see here in the picture, I've taken that JavaScript that's going to open up the company website and moved it all the way to the front. Maybe that's so I can arrange the buttons in any way, shape, or form that I want to. So with that, it's completely the custom. You can completely customize this thing any way you want, as far as like button size, or things of that nature, colors of the buttons, etc. Another nice feature of it is you can embed this into dashboards, so you can have personalized menus. This basically allows people to actually start using dashboards and basically just move around CRM. Say if they want to go directly to accounts, they can quickly and easily do that just straight out of their dashboard. The last thing that I'm going to show on that is the SmartBar dialog. So basically what the SmartBar dialog is if I do not want to embed the SmartBar into a form, there's a quick button in the command bar where I can quickly and easily access this floating bar. So I can get basically to the SmartBar from anywhere, from any entity. I have that option to bring up the SmartBar and kind of keep navigating around. Let me go ahead and pull back up my demo system here. So you can see here, this is basically the one view that I have. Again, as I said before, I can drag things around, rearrange them however I want to. It's a really nice feature, very easy to do, and it remembers that. Again, just to show you another thing that you can do with embedding the SmartBar, I have another view here. This time I've got the SmartBar, it's in a vertical view. This kind of reminds me of the sidebar in 2011. So I'm able to do those things. Just kind of set those all up and configure it any way that I want to. Again, just I want to quickly flip over to my dashboard here. So I've got my dashboard, and up here I've got my SmartBar. Now this is what we're going to get if we choose the standard view. Again, I can move these around any order that I want to have them in, and just quickly get to anything. So if I clicked on this, it would take me to my list of accounts. This is one of the nice things about the SmartBar, just to be able to move those things around and quickly get to whatever you want to. If I go back here, let's say that I'm on my accounts page here. If I did not have this form embedded, basically what I could use is right up here, this SmartBar dialog. Okay, so I can click that, and what it gives me here is it gives me a floating bar. I have my related entities up here. I can take this and I can move it around and position it wherever I want to in the Internet Explorer window. And then the other nice thing, and this is one of the features of just using the standard view, is I have these nice drop downs. So I can drop this down and quickly go to whichever, say for example, if I wanted to get to an invoice, I can quickly go to that just by clicking on it, go directly to that one particular record. The other nice thing about the SmartBar dialog is, say for example, I want to go just to see my activities list. I want to go to my opportunities. You can see here that this persists across all those lists, so there's no need to kind of open it up anymore. I can quickly just move around and look at all my lists and see very quickly the things that I need to see. Again, for system administrators, this is great because, you know, if I need to say, for example, go to search for security roles, if I need to change someone's security roles or implement a new security role, in here I would just type in, you know, start typing. It would go right to my security roles. Go ahead and hit enter, change what I need to do, bring up my SmartBar dialog. Let's go to my users real quick and assign. I can assign a user that new security role. And then basically I can come back in, go to my SmartBar again, and go right back to my accounts. So that just really, as you can see, I've navigated through 3 or 4 pages and done a few things in CRM without having to use these drop downs, you know, which makes things very, very easy and easy to do, and it feels a lot nicer. I'm going to talk a little bit about the SmartBar settings and some of the things that you can do with those settings, such as like adding and removing buttons from the SmartBar, how easy that is. The different settings that you can set in there, such as permissions, basically who can edit the settings of the SmartBar, some of the search settings and the record counter settings, and talk a little bit about the styling of the buttons. I'll move back really quick to the demo, and let me just go back to my account, and I'm going to close the floating SmartBar. So as you can see here, in order to access the settings, all I need to do down here is click the little gear. That opens up a new window and brings me right into my SmartBar settings. On the first page is my buttons. I have a list of available buttons. These are not shown right now on my SmartBar, but say if I, for example, if I wanted to add a campaign button, all I would have to do is click it and highlight it, and just move it over to what's currently on the site. Again, if you have a lot of related entities here, you can search for different buttons. So that makes it really nice if you know what button you want to go ahead and add. To remove a button, same thing. Just click on it and move it back over. To add the custom buttons, let's see here. Basically, all I would have to do if I wanted to add a custom button here, just come down here to this little the little plus, and go ahead and add a button. I get the custom buttons dialog where it asks me what kind of custom button I want to add, whether that be entity or sitemap, a JavaScript, a link, or the scroll to section button. In this case, I'm just going to add a quick button. I'll add a sitemap button. Let's see here for security roles. Okay, and it's just as easy as that. I mean, it goes ahead, in this situation, it goes ahead and fills all that out for me. I can add custom icons to it if I'd like to. One thing to take into note is you definitely want to try to use icons that are 32 by 32 because that's what it's scaled to. I can set a custom background color really quickly just by clicking. Let's see here. If I want a red button, this is all I have to do. I can do it either with the RGB code, or I can just do it with the color picker. So really easy to do. And then I can also set the width of the button in here. Right in here, if I create this and go ahead and save this configuration. It takes a minute. It saves it up. Once it's done, gives me that it was successful. I'll move back. As you can see here, I've got my new security roles button right here. If I click on it, it takes me straight over to my security roles. Let me move back again to my accounts. There we go, and back onto the page. And let's see here. All right, great. So now we're going to move on and show a couple of the other settings. In here, the next tab over, that would be basically our general settings. Just to go over a couple of them, I'll just hit them really quick. One thing that I do want to point out is you can see all these little question marks here. If I hover over it, it basically tells me what this is, what enabling this is going to do. Enable debugging, that's something probably you'll never want to set unless you're having some issues and we ask you to do that. It's always good to know where that is. I can enable or disable the drag option, so if I don't want people to be able to drag buttons around, I can disable that. I can have it set to where it's either opening the entities or in a new tab or not. To always show the entity counter, so I can basically force it to show if there are no records. Use filter all in subgrids. Enable the drop down, so if I'm on the standard view, this will basically this will enable the drop down or not. And again, I have the settings for the drop down, how big I want it to be, how many elements I want to show, what the drop down height is, and what the width is. Display mode, again, I have the option to do horizontal or vertical. And then that brings us to the permission configuration. If I go ahead and hit change on that, I can select different security roles who are able to come in here and set these SmartBar settings. So, if I have this embedded on a form and I don't really want anybody messing with it, I can just set it to where only the system administrators are able to change the settings on this. If we have, like, say, for example, if we're doing the thing with the navigation bar in the dashboard, we want the users to be able to configure it. All we'd have to do is go into the SmartBar settings on that particular SmartBar and set the correct permissions for the correct security roles for those users to be able to come in here and edit those things. In the bottom portion of it, the entity search button settings, So with that entity search, I can enable it or disable it, and set, of course, naturally the width, height, and the drop-down width. Moving on to the styling. For this particular SmartBar, I can basically choose how I want it to look like, either using Metro or Standard, and then I can define again the colors. Now these are basically going to be kind of the default colors for that particular SmartBar. So if you have your standard background color, it's going to be this particular blue. For the custom buttons background color, again, I can just use the picker and set that to be whatever I want it to be. This is basically, so when you create a new button, this is the color it's going to be. Now you can go in again to the individual buttons and configure those as I showed when I made the custom button, so you can configure them to whatever you want. But these are going to be your standard ones when you create it. You also have a standard button height and width. You can set these, 32 is the minimum. Now when you shrink the button down to that size, you will lose the text and just have the icon. So if you just want to display icons, I could set these to 32 by 32 and just have the icons displayed. On the last page about the SmartBar, it basically has some information in here about what version is currently installed here, and then I can check to see if there's an update. Always good to kind of come in and take a look at that because we're updating these add-ons constantly, adding new features and things of that nature. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming, and I want to invite you to join our upcoming webinars. I hope you enjoyed this one. Just for a couple of resources, you can naturally always find us on the web at www.mscrm-addons.com. If you have any questions or anything like that, be sure to use our Help Center. And the other thing is this that I always like to point out. We have a really awesome blog. This is being updated constantly, so check back. It's got tips and some tricks to using some of our add-ons. Also, it's got a few things like a couple of fixes that you'll be able to find right there on the blog. Feel free to contact us. The phone numbers are listed below. We have US and Europe. You can always write us an email at support@mscrm-addons.com if you have any questions, or if you have questions about pricing or particular add-ons or becoming a reseller, you can always write office@mscrm-addons.com. Okay, I want to go ahead and open this up to some Q&A. Just going to check real quick in the chat. I've heard that been over there. Michael's been over there typing away, or everybody has. I want to see here real quick if we have any questions that I need to answer. So just bear with me. Okay. All right, great. So it looks like all the questions and everything like that have been answered. I'll give it a couple more minutes just to see if anyone has any other questions.